Angel. We had Angel. Angel wanted to present her work, but I think she's now off. So I'm going to listen to Ashley, then Mavo. Mavo, are you there? Okay, Ashley.
One early morning, me and my elder brother went to the market to buy some food and vegetables. We started to travel at 6 a.m. As we had reached the market, we faced some problems. One of the problems were overcrowdedness, theft, etc. We first went and bought vegetables because a section of food was crowded. After that, we waited for the crowdedness to reduce. It took around 30 minutes. After that, we went to the section of sweet potatoes and bought the one for 3,000 shillings. Then we went to the one of Irish potatoes and bought them for 2,000 shillings. After that, we went back home by a motorcycle because we were tired. After reaching home, our mother welcomed us from the long journey. Then she prepared for us a delicious meal. The end.
Thank you so much, yeah, Ashley, for that wonderful experience. So let's now hear from Matthew.
It was one Sunday morning when my mother sent me to the market. A market day where everyone shops at reduced prices. I catch my way to the market, going to buy eggs and ingredients used for breakfast. As I move, it starts to rain. So I try to run, and while at the market, the seller lets me remain there for some time. Then he tells me about the market and how important it is. He says the market is a place where people can buy things from at cheaper prices. This is better than a supermarket that have expensive prices. So I buy the eggs and he bargains for me for listening to him and understanding his story. Then I experience how people fight to enter some shop. This shop sells items such as cutlery, school requirements, shoes. People fight because it is the only shop in the market that sells at cheap prices. And so I try to look in to get some ingredients. And the ingredients were at lower prices than any other thing. So I go back home and tell my mom on the balance I had and how to.
Oh, sorry. Matthew was almost coming to the end of his story. And unfortunately, I think he has a connection issue. But I think we have enjoyed his story. And I'm glad that he's using wonderful, wonderful language concerning our topic at the market. Good. I have someone using Samsung SM. Is it Sarah? I think so. Sarah, is that you? Yes, is it Sarah?
Yes.
Oh, Sarah, happy to meet you again. Kindly share with us your story.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, Sarah.
Navya Sarah. My story was written in the morning, so it goes like this. Um, Today morning, I was sent to the market to buy food for 6 people. I was given 20,000 shillings to buy matoke. I bargained with the seller to decrease on the price of the matoke so that I can take the matoke. I thanked the seller for the customer care she gave me, and I appreciated the value of money because food was enough for each of us in the family. I was so delighted to carry out the task. It's interesting to see so many people in one place yearning for their heart desire. I encourage one of you to try visiting the market so as to give their own testimony. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Sarah, for that wonderful experience. I would like to thank all the people that have taken part in this activity to present your stories. It's very important. The reading skill is very important, especially loud reading. It takes confidence, it takes creativity, and it takes lots of critical thinking for you to be able to read, to articulate your story very well, and share with the rest of the class. I encourage all of you to be that confident. Even when you go back to your schools, if the teacher says write a paragraph or write this assignment, then present it. Endeavor to be among the few that present, because most times, I assure you, all the children can never present in the same lesson. But those that are willing always take it by the horns and, they run this world. I want you to be very courageous and confident that when you write your story, you can read it out aloud. You will never regret getting that skill. When you can speak up and you can read, and even if you misspell a word or mispronounce it, the teacher will correct you. That is okay. That is how all people learn, because if you keep quiet, you may never ever get to understand how to pronounce some words. So I would like to take this opportunity to thank the few people that have presented their work very well. I also thank the people that managed to do the work and send it to me for marking. I was very keen to mark all of you in time. I gave feedback for both assignments, writing the plural forms of the nouns I gave you and the experience. I tried to read all of them and respond in time. And I have to thank you so much for taking your work serious. Okay, Ayo, let's move to the next slide, since we've now reviewed our lesson and understood or remembered the things we covered last time. So let's see what's happening next. Okay, thank you so much. So today, if you're having your notebook, you can write that down. We are going to learn how to write a dialogue, especially one that happens at the market. Do you think when people meet at the market, they talk? They do. Sometimes the talk can be between friends. The talk can be between a buyer and a seller. The talk can even be between two sellers. So people at the market always converse. And sometimes you'll be faced with such questions where we require you to write a dialogue, especially of two people at the market. If there are more than two, that's still okay. But the most important thing is for you to learn the format of a dialogue, how to present a conversation and put it into writing correctly. So I got this image from our previous displays. Who can just try to interpret what is in this image? Anyone following and would like to tell us what they are seeing, especially related to the topic of discussion? Yes, Matthew.
Those are people gathered on a market day.
Can you try to see what they are doing? Are there some people you can see? Manuela says some people are buying and selling. Okay, that's a good observation. Ashley?
I
Yes,
can
Ashley.
see I
Mm.
can see buyers and sellers interacting in the market to exchange goods or services or anything of value.
Okay. You see that they're interacting. Someone is asking, is it that we are studying literature? Is it like we are covering literature? No, this is English, and you meet all of this in your English language studies. What we are covering is the topic entitled At the Market, and it is chapter 4 of your syllabus. Yes. So let's see. Is there any other person who wants to interpret? No. So that's it. This is an image that shows different people at the market. And the most obvious thing is that these people are talking to each other. They are actually talking to each other. They are buying food, some are buying clothing, others are selling. And then it is very obvious that this transaction only happens when two or more people actually converse. So we are going to learn the art of writing a dialogue, because this can come in your work as an activity of integration. And I am hoping that by the end of this lesson, that we have just started, we've just started our day's content. We were revising. I am expecting that by the end of this lesson, we will all be able to at least read one dialogue at the market. If we had a physical lesson, it would be role play, but now I'm just going to pick two people that are going to read the dialogue together. I am hoping that by the end of this lesson, you will be able to write one dialogue. If time allows us, you'll be able to write at least a dialogue. I'll ask some people to write just a few lines in the dialogue to show that they have understood the dialogue form, and they take a picture and send me. And then, as part of what we're going to learn, we're also going to learn how to write informal letters. If there is a market near your place and you have gone to eat and you get so excited, do you think you can write to your friend about it? We are also going to perfect letter writing skills. So by the end of this lesson, we should be able to do those two things. I'm going to avail the examples and to help us learn better. Okay. Michaela, let's go to the next slide. Okay, thank you. So this slide has tips on how to write a dialogue. I'm going to invite any brilliant reader to take me through. Let me see, any person willing? Yes, Mercy, thank you so much.
Tips on how to write a dialogue. Indicating the participants and topic, e.g., a dialogue between Rachel and Julius about Rachel's shopping at the market. Use the conversation format to present their words, e.g., Rachel, Julius. Start with the participants sharing greetings. Use text direction, e.g., Rachel targeting with her fingers. Who? You see, these are eclipses between who and you see. I must bargain to save me more money for my auxiliary. And with riding farewell, extending gratitude, or any other natural way of ending a conversation.
Okay, thank you so much, Mercy, for taking us through that reading session. Is there any person who wants to explain what is displayed on our screens? Just give a few more details on what you think we mean by this given information. I don't know how to read this name. It is ITSEYSTREEM. Please unmute and read your name out for me. Tell me your name, then go ahead and explain a few things on our board. Yes, please. Oh, fancy failed. Any other person who can help us shed more light on what we mean? Have you ever written a dialogue? Do you think these tips given can help? Is there a way you understand them that you'd like to share with us? Kindly raise your hand and help us to understand better. Any volunteer? Any volunteer? See, Marvo, today you're very quiet. Please unmute and tell us something more about these tips. Marvo? Marvo, are you there? Oh, Marvo is not responding. Okay, so how about Ayo, my co-host? Do you think you can explain a few details on the information given in the board?
Okay.
Mm.
So here they're saying we should have a title to indicate the participants. The way I understand it, a dialogue is like a conversation, but you just have to indicate their names and you have to use polite language.
Okay, thank you very much, Ayo. I like your explanation. Yes, polite language is a must. We told you that part of the reasons we are studying this is for us to to improve our courtesy. You know, for you to know the kind of language you use when you're talking to people, especially those that are giving you a service in your community. You know, don't go to someone's stall and say, "Give me 2 tomatoes." No greeting. They have given you something nice. No thank you. No farewell. I mean, it's part of the drill. We must also learn politeness. So thank you for highlighting that, Ayo. Yes, Mercy?
Use the conversation to present their words, e.g., I understand that it indicates that using that format shows that you're separating what they are talking, what they are conversing, which means that you will not mix what Rachel or Julius is talking. That shows the side of Rachel and Julius. It separates what they are talking for easy understanding of some.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Mercy. And that's true. That's correct. See, this area where we show the kind of format you're going to use, you're not going to write it as if it's one story. These are presentations from 2 different people, and that should even teach you how to listen. Like when one person is speaking, the other is quiet. And then later on, we also put Julius, who also says his part. And sometimes to make it coherent, you can make it connected. For example, if Rachel says, "Oh, my friend Julius, I'm going to the market." Then when Julia starts talking, say, "Oh, you're going to the market? Which one in particular?" To give the work coherence, to show that these people are actually following each other in the dialogue they are holding or having. Thank you so much. Is there any other volunteer that wants to explain anything that we have on the board? Paula? Paula, is there anything you want to explain? I'm trying to call out people who are very quiet. How about Victor? Okay, so I thank those that have really taken part in this. So when you're writing a dialogue, first and foremost, you must have a title. I encourage you to write your title in capital letters, since it gives you the liberty to still get your marks even when you have forgotten to underline. Because when you use small letters with only the initial letters capitalized, you must underline. Short of that, you have not highlighted your title, and therefore it doesn't serve the purpose for which it is put in a piece of writing. So use capitals. I really encourage that. And always indicate the people that are participating in the in the dialogue, and then the topic of discussion. For example, a dialogue between Rachel and Julius about Rachel's shopping at the market. Mercy has already explained the format. Please write the name and let it be followed by a colon, not semicolon. You write Rachel and put 2 dots in front of her name, then present what she's talking about. As these people are starting their talk, they must start with a greeting, because that is the normal format. That is the normal way. I know you may say, sure, but teacher, for me, when I go to the supermarket, I don't greet anyone and the shopping still happens. So when I go to the market, I don't greet anyone in particular, but the shopping still happens. And I will tell you, no, you must start with a greeting. As part of a civilized community or society, you must greet people. So if you're going to write a dialogue, you must show that you're very aware that people usually start with a greeting. Yes, even if it's informal, at least they have greeted each other. And then using stage directions is optional, but personally, I encourage it. Some people may not use it, especially if they don't know how to, or if they find it tricky. I encourage you to use stage directions. These are words that are put in brackets to indicate emotions, to indicate standing postures or sitting postures, poses, and other things. So you put it in brackets in case somebody wants to act out your skit or to do role play on it. If there are stage directions, you will achieve your objective, showing the kinds of emotions you want to have. Yes, so an example of stage directions is put there. You open brackets after the colon, of course, you open brackets and indicate. If you say, give me my money, then the only way you're going to show that this was said in a stern way is when you put in brackets and say, Rachel, open brackets, shouting on top of her voice. Then you write, give me my money. Hope it makes sense, because if you just write, give me my money, somebody acting out your skit may not know the emotion you want to attach to the utterance. So the stage directions help you to bring out emotion and maybe poses and postures. I like them personally. I like students who write dialogues and they add stage directions. As these people are ending the conversation, I encourage you to help them bid each other farewell or extend gratitude. Yeah, a normal conversation can also end by, thank you so much for your help. Thank you too. I'll see you next time. Or any other natural way of ending a conversation, not disappearing on each other as if we are supposed to turn over and see more work on the next page. I know you know what I mean. When these people have talked about whatever the question requires from you, make sure they bid each other farewell or extend gratitude or any other formal way of ending, or natural way, may not even be formal, but as long as it's a natural way of ending a conversation, it will give you uh it will give you more marks, or it will make your work stand out from the crowd. Yes. So that is it on the tips. Ayo, let's move to the next slide. Okay, so this is an example of a dialogue. I picked it from the NCDC workbook, senior one. So
things without having any side
Someone has
effects.
changed the screen.
Okay, let's.
sorry about that. So this is a dialogue. I want somebody to first be quiet and you look at the presented work so that you create for me a title, a suitable title for this dialogue. Anyone who is very fast and you've got a title, please raise your hand and share with us. Can you form a suitable title for this dialogue? Please raise your hand if you can. Yes, Ashley.
All at the market.
Hey. People, what do you think about Ashley's title? Yes, stream. See, Stream. Your name has the word stream. What's your name?
I think it's correct.
We agree that when you're writing a title, you will indicate what you're writing, the participants, and the topic of discussion. Do you want to give us a different title?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Pearl's visit to the market and her conversation with the market woman.
Okay. That's almost there. Thank you so much. Yes, Sheila?
At the market.
Sheila has at the market. Yes, Matthew?
Paul's morning at the market.
Okay. Yes, Mavo?
Paul's first day at the market.
Paul's first day at the market. These are all wonderful suggestions. Yes, Tyrus?
Behavior at the market.
Behavior at the market. Yes, Susan? Susan, are you there?
A dialogue between Paul and the market woman at the market.
I like that. I like it so much. Thank you so much. A dialogue between Pearl and the market woman or the seller at the market concerning maybe her shopping. I believe it's about her shopping. Thank you so much, dear Susan. I love that. I'm sending you flowers. I love that. A dialogue. You're indicating that what you're going to write is a dialogue. Even if you call it a conversation, it is okay. I want to say a dialogue between, you must indicate the participants and what they are going to talk about. Thank you so much. Yes, Modindwa.
Paul is visit at the market.
Because why I encourage you to write to put the word dialogue in your title. Sometimes you may be having Paul's visit at the market and it's a composition, it is a story. Like some people who gave us their experiences at the beginning of this lesson, that could serve as a title of a story. So for examination purposes, you must indicate that this is a dialogue between Paul and a market woman. Yes. I thank you so much for taking part in this activity. So can I pick any two volunteers? Who is going to be Pearl? Who is going to be the market woman? For us to have this dialogue read out. I want to have two people that can take part. Yes, I have Tyrus already. Can I have any other person? Tyrus and Rebecca. Very good. Thank you so much. I just picked the first two hands to come up. So Tyrus and Rebecca, you're going to take us through this dialogue for us to see if the tips are applied in this to the others as they are talking. Are they bidding each other farewell at the end of the dialogue? We're going to see. So over to you, Rebecca and Tyrus. Please take us through the dialogue.
Good morning, madam.
Good morning. You have come Good morning. You have come early today. How much tomatoes do you want?
Mother has said that we need a big bunch today because we have visitors coming over the weekend.
This one here is the best that you could take, but it is going to be more expensive than what you usually pay.
How much is it? Because I have so many other things to buy.
It will cost 30,000 shillings, but it is the best that I have today, and will make a good meal for the visitors.
If you say so, I will take it. Where can I get tomatoes, onions, greens, rice, beef, and fruits?
Go ahead on the right-hand side of the market and you will find the different styles that
Stalls.
stores that sell everything you need. For the rice and the foodstuff like sugar, you will have to go to the stores on the left-hand side of the market.
Thank you, madam, and have a nice day.
Thank you too, and greet your mother.
Good morning, sir.
Good
Could
morning.
we get a market man?
How can I help you?
How much are the tomatoes, onions, greens, and bananas?
Ayo, let's go to the next slide and we conclude this dialogue. Let's continue.
The tin of tomatoes costs 5,000. That one of the onion costs 6,000 shillings. The bunch of greens costs 4,000 shillings, while the cluster of sweet potatoes costs 3,000 shillings.
So the total cost will be 18,000 shillings.
Yes, that is true.
Here is 20,000 shillings.
Thank you, and here is your balance. Do you have a bag where I can put the things? These days, we do not use the plastic bags anymore. We have been told that they affect the environment.
Yes, here is a basket. Mother has now bought baskets and bags made of cloth for us to use when we come to the market. Thank you for helping me pack my things.
You are welcome, and come again. You are welcome, and come again another time.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Let me first give you the reaction of a hand clap. Thank you so much, our wonderful readers. Do you think this dialogue is fulfilling all the tips we have discussed, or at least a bigger percentage of all the discussed tips concerning writing a dialogue? Yes, Paula. Yes, Ashley. Do you think this dialogue does? And if it does, what does it satisfy? What does it have that we have discussed earlier on in this lesson?
Pardon?
I am asking, do you think this dialogue is well written? If yes, why do you think so?
I said well written because of the light language they used in the beginning, the appreciation. It is.
Okay, thank you so much. Manuela is saying it has no title. Don't forget that we held that activity. It was intended for it to have no title for us to suggest it, and somebody suggested a wonderful title. Yes, a dialogue between Pearl and the market woman about her shopping at the market. Is there any other tip that we discussed and you have seen in this dialogue? Yes, Zerida. I think Zerida was trying to see if this icon works. So like we discussed earlier on, a dialogue starts with a greeting, and I want to believe that Pearl greeted the market woman, and it is well written in such a way that we have Pearl, a colon, and what she says, the market woman, what she says. When Pearl finishes talking to the market woman, she actually ends that conversation. She tells her, bye-bye, thank you for your discount, and bye-bye. And the market woman also responds as Pearl is progressing to another stall where she meets the market man. She actually also greets the market man and initiates the conversation, asks for what she wants, she pays, and later on actually bids him polite farewell. So I believe that this piece of work is wonderfully crafted and well written, since it complies to most of the tips we've given about writing dialogues. Okay. So we have some 7 minutes. I am going to ask you to use them to come up with a simple dialogue that you think can happen at the market, even if your people share just a few interactions, even if they speak like thrice for each of them. Just come up with a simple dialogue. And for that work, we are going to invite like 2 people to read. Then later on, we shall take pictures and share with a teacher or share in our WhatsApp group. Yes, please make sure your dialogue has a title, and you can give it 2 participants. You can make them 3 if you wish, but I advise 2 for purposes of keeping time. So let's first pause. Please don't unmute to make noise. Let's focus on writing a simple dialogue. Write a simple dialogue that can happen at the market. Very simple. Even if they are saying less, my objective or my goal is to know that you can write a dialogue which has a title. People can greet each other and talk about things that may happen at the market, and then end the dialogue naturally by bidding farewell or extending gratitude. Yes, thank you. Our lesson goes on until 4. I just want us to conclude this item of dialogue writing. Good afternoon to you. Because we have another item to cover in the next hour. But for now, let's use these remaining, I think now 5. Yes, 5 minutes. We could make them 10 to write a good dialogue. Then we shall move to something else. Yes. Thank you, Karen, for asking.
So teacher, Cascaders, for us you have just joined Cascaders. Not understanding, please.
Sorry to the people that have just joined in. We have covered the first aspect of writing, and we are writing a dialogue. Yes, thank you, Ethan, for that guidance in the meeting chat. We are writing a dialogue that you think may happen at the market. What is displayed on our screens is guidance. We have read that dialogue, and now we are writing our own simple dialogue. Your people might just exchange like interactions thrice. Yes, you can write six, only 6 sentences. You can greet, talk about something small at the market. The goal is for us to learn how to write a dialogue. Write the name, put a colon, and say something. Write the other participant's name and write another word. Someone is saying it's like a literature activity of integration, but yes, I hope you know that literature and English are now integrated. Let me see. Someone is making noise for us. Mark Miles, you're making noise, but you must please try to maintain silence, especially when we are having an activity. So we've already used the first 3 minutes of the activities time. Let's pay attention and complete it. I'll be glad to have a few people present, and then I'll mark the rest of the work at the end. So our time for this activity is fast spent. Manuela, I said the first few people are going to present their dialogues verbatim, and the rest of us are going to share the work on WhatsApp. Don't you worry, I'm going to share my number again. And some people can even just share in the WhatsApp group of S1. All work is going to be received and marked instantly. So if you know you have completed writing your simple dialogue, just raise your hand and take us through the title. In your title, we should know the names of the participants already, and then you take us through what they say. Let your language be relevant to the one we use at the market. Let your choice of word be, an indicator that you have gone through this topic and you know the words that are commonly used while at the market. So I'll start with Matthew, Rebecca, then Judy, in that order. Thank you.
My composition is between Peter and the market vendor. My title is The Monday Market Day. Peter, good morning, market vendor. Market vendor, good morning, Peter. What would you want today? Peter, some home items. Market vendor, like what? Peter, I would like some rice, matoke and Irish. Market vendor, what quantity? Peter, a kilogram of rice, a bunch of matoke, and a basin of Irish. Market vendor, okay, the bill is a total of 50,000 shillings. Peter, okay, thank you, market vendor. Goodbye. Market vendor, goodbye.
Okay, thank you so much, Matthew. Rebecca.
A dialogue between Sarah and Tom at the market. Sarah, good morning, Tom. Tom, good morning, Sarah.
Rebecca, I missed the title.
Pardon?
You have missed your title.
She has the title. Maybe, Rebecca, you can repeat it for him, but she has a wonderful title.
A dialogue between Sarah and Tom at the market. Sarah, good morning, Tom. Tom, good morning, Sarah. What have you come to buy? Sarah, I have come to buy tomatoes, onions in order to prepare the breakfast. Tom, this group of tomatoes is for 3,000 shillings, while this other group of onions is for 1,000 shillings. Sarah, pack for me those ones and have your money. Tom, thank you. Thank you and have a nice breakfast. Welcome.
Okay, thank you so much, Rebecca. Yes, Judy. Judy, are you going to be able to unmute? Because our time is fast spent now, we need to move on. Okay, Judy, I see your microphone is unmuted. Go ahead. Oh, sorry about that. Yes, Tyrus, if you can hear me, please unmute. Tyrus, you're still muted. I don't know if you can hear me. Yes.
How Mary bargains in the market.
Okay.
Mary, good morning. Market vendor, good morning. How are you? Mary, I'm fine, thank you. Market vendor, how may I help you? Mary, I would like to buy 3 cabbages. Market vendor, okay. Mary, how much are they? Market vendor, 1 cabbage is 2,000 shillings each. Mary, I have only 5,000 shillings. May you please reduce for me the price? Market vendor, it's okay, but next time come with extra money in case prices change. Mary, thank you very much. Market vendor, here are your cabbages. Mary, thank you. May God bless you. Market vendor, have a nice day.
Okay, thank you so much, Tyrus. That's well written. And I like that you have shared very well. Yes, Mark. Mark Miles.
Teacher, dialogue between a buyer and a seller. A buyer, excuse me, how much is this beautiful rug? Seller, that one is 5,000 shillings. It's hand woven and made of high quality wool. Buyer, it's lovely. Would you be willing to go any lower on the to go on and lower on the price? Seller, I could do 4,500 for you. It's a fair price for both of us. Buyer, alright, deal. Would you help me carry it to my car? Seller, of course. Let me wrap it up for you first. Seller, here you go. Thank you for your purchase. I'm done.
Okay, thank you so much, Mark Miles. Please remember to add some greetings, when you go to someone's stall, you first greet them, isn't it?
Yes, teacher, I understand.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for sharing. And I like the language you've used to bargain. Could you go any lower on that price? Some of you are very strategic. And then I thank you for sharing. All right, all right. Judy, I failed to get your voice, but you have a chance still if you can unmute right now. If not, we will have to move to the next item. Judy? Okay.
My dialogue between Rachel and Mary while at the market. Rachel, good morning, Mary. Mary, good morning, Rachel. Rachel, why are you very early in the market? Mary, I'm early because my mother sent me to buy matoke for breakfast. Rachel, oh, I say, Mary, who is selling that cheaply price of matoke in this market? Rachel, it's a man named John. He sells the cheaply price of matoke in this market. Mary, thank you very much. Rachel, you're welcome.
Okay. Thank you so much, Judy, for that amazing experience you've shared with us at the market. So I expect to have like the rest of you do your work and send it to me on WhatsApp or in the WhatsApp group in case you don't have my number and you belong to the group. If you don't have the number and you're not in the WhatsApp group, then I guess we'll have to share the link with you and you join the WhatsApp group at least. So Michaela, let's go to the next slide. Okay, so the last item we are going to look at as we, wrap this up, as we end this lesson of ours, which is our last lesson of the holiday, is writing informal letters. I thought about it, said, okay, now we are covering at the market. Last time we looked at making plural forms of the nouns. We also looked at the importance of markets to our communities. And we managed to write down our experience. That was composition writing. So today I decided that we're going to look at two aspects. We're going to look at how to write a dialogue that may happen at a market, and then write a letter, informal letter. What if there is a market around your place? Can you write to your friend telling them about the experience? Can you tell them about how exciting it is to go to a market? Some of you may not believe it, but we have some children who grow up from infants to childhood and they have never ever gone to the market. The best they go to is a supermarket. They don't know what it means to go to the market downtown where things are just displayed on the floor for you to pick what you want. So the mere fact that we can share experiences tells me that at least we have known about what happens in the market, and we know how important it is for us to do shopping at the market, where we find very fresh and organic food, where we get a market for our products in case you want to be a producer of anything. Yes, these marketplaces help you. So in case there is a market around you and you must write about it, do you think you'll be able to do that? I want us to learn how to write informal letters. So I'm going to ask one person who has not said anything. I don't want to see any name I've already seen. So I expect like Akena. I expect a name like Elisha. Someone who has not said, I think, Joy Tendo. Anyone, any person, just raise your hand to read for me the definition of an informal letter. Yes, Elisha. Thank you.
An informal letter is a letter written to friends, relatives. Yeah.
Thank you so much. That is Elisha's definition. Thank you so much, Elisha. Any other person who can tell us their definition of an informal letter or the one given on our screens? Nathaniel, Victor, Shama, Ethan. Yes, Zerida. Very good. Thank you. Zerida, I hope you're unmuted. Yes, go ahead.
Informal letters are simple letters written to our relatives, friends, and people near us.
Okay, thank you so much. That's correct. So let's get any volunteer to read for us the definition given on our boards, the one that Michaela is displaying on our screens. Yes, Mark Miles. Mark, I hope you're unmuted.
These are simple, casual, and friendly letters which I write to people close to us.
Okay, thank you. That's the definition I've come up with. You could just go to your websites or Google Chrome, whatever you use to get extra information, AI, Meta AI, and you ask them for the closest definition of an informal letter. But we got that these are simple, casual, and friendly letters that we usually write to the people close to us. The people that have defined these letters before me have told us that we write them to our friends, to our relatives, to our neighbors, to people we find so friendly to us. So we write them informal letters. The opposite is formal letters. And for those letters, we write them for official purposes, where you write to your head teacher, you write to your area MP, someone you may not necessarily be close to, but you have to write to because of official purposes. Those are called formal letters. But as for today, we want to look at informal letters. Maybe next time, next holiday, we're going to have a lesson concerning formal letters. So who has ever written an informal letter? And sorry. As a way of, teaching one another. I know some people have ever written an informal letter. So if you've ever done so, please share with us. Yes, Mercy. Mercy, please unmute and share with us. Have you ever written an informal letter? What does it look like? Is there anything you want to tell us about informal letters?
Yes, I've ever written an informal letter.
Hmm.
6 and 7. An,
Sorry?
an informal letter is a letter whereby when you're starting it, you start with a salutation word like dear.
Okay.
Then when you're ending with it, you must end with your name, but your name is supposed to be written in small letters.
Okay. Thank you so much for that wonderful insight. And yes, that's true. I agree with you. You start with dear friend, or you can write the name Dear Joy, Dear Mercy, Dear Safra, anything. Write what you want. And then as you're concluding, just freely. That way we said it, they are casual, they are friendly, they are simple. You don't have to do a lot. Just say, this is from your friend, Leonard. This is from your friend, Joanne. Yeah, your friend, Joanne. Small letters. Yeah, simple as that. Any other person that wants to tell us something about informal letters? Something that you know. Anyone? Where are the rare names, you people? Where are the rare names? Where is Ethan? Where is Susan? Where is Nathaniel? Where is Caleb? I want to hear from people that have not said a thing. The lesson is almost coming to an end. You cannot be quiet the whole time. So I want to know your definition, or what comes to your mind when you know a formal letter, when you know you're going to write an informal letter. You could even tell us the difference. You say, for a formal letter, you put this, but for this particular letter, you put this. So I want you to share with me anything that you know. Okay, so I have Susan. Yeah, I like that. I like getting a new name. Yes, Susan?
In a formal letter, there is a reference, while in an informal
Okay, thank you so much, Susan. Susan says that in a formal letter, there is a reference. Well, in an informal letter, you may not need that. I mean, you're writing to your friend, to your relative, someone who knows you. So why would you even start referring to different things? But in a formal letter, you may want to give reference. Maybe if you're writing an application letter, you put someone else they can ask about. If I mute this one here, Jonah. Yes, Ethan. That's another new name today. Ethan. Ethan is the only person allowed to unmute and tell us.
In a formal letter, we use two addresses, while in an informal letter, we use one address.
That's amazing. That's correct. Which one address is in the informal letter? Yes, Ethan?
Your address. The writer's address.
The writer's address. Yes, very good. Thank you so much. You just put your address and it is okay. You're writing to your friend. You're not writing to anyone's office. So you just call them out in a salutation. Dear Susan. But after writing your own address to know where the letter is coming from. So thank you, Ethan, for highlighting that. Yes, Matthew?
A formal letter ends with your loving, while an informal letter ends with yours faithful.
That's correct. If you're writing an informal letter, you may sign it off by saying your friend, Matthew. But if you're writing a formal one, an official one, you must say yours faithfully, put your signature, put your name in capital letters. Very serious business over there. But for informal letters, you just need to say your loving friend and your name. Just even if you put one Christian name, it will still be correct. Thank you so much. Yes, Elisha, and then Mercy.
Madam, even the conclusion, like in an informal letter, you can say, may God bless you, but in a formal letter, it's supposed to end like how do I would be grateful if positively replied to.
Thank you so much, Elisha. That's a wonderful way. So both letters have conclusions, but the informal letter has a simple conclusion. That's the same way you can be just, calling off a casual dialogue. It is the same way you call off an informal letter. You're just telling your friend bye-bye. May God bless you. See you next time. See you when you come around. See you when you come to visit me. See you on the day of the party if you've been inviting your friend. Or see you when we're going to the market. I mean, it's just light. It's simple. It's casual. It's warm. It's cordial. But then for a formal letter, you have to end in a polite way, in a certain way, stipulated way. I hope my request is going to be granted. I'll be very glad if you respond to me. Something so formal, polite, and not playful. Thank you so much, Elisha. Yes, Mercy?
Madam, what if I use yours affectionately in both? Because yours affectionately is for the genuine name of all the words that we can use in.
Come again?
What if I use yours affectionately in both informal and formal?
Imagine you're writing to your head teacher requesting to start a club and you're signing off yours affectionately. What? I don't encourage you to do that. You can either say yours faithfully or yours sincerely. Affectionately is for your friend. It is for your relative. It is for your casual people, the people that are really close to you. Someone may even decline your offer because of that. They may take it as some kind of familiarity, or like you're imagining a lot of closeness with them. So you may want to be a bit more serious when you're writing a formal letter, especially even if you're writing to someone let me say it is your sister who is heading a certain organization, and now you want a contract there. You must respect her office and write in a serious way if it's a formal request. Yes, don't say your loving, beautiful, smiley sister if it is a formal letter. So I discourage you from using affectionately in a formal letter, but in an informal one, anytime, any day, it will be okay. Is that okay, Matthew? Mercy? Okay. So I have Susan. Susan, your hand is up.
Teacher, in secondary, what style do we use while writing letters?
What do you mean style?
Like style of writing, like block and
indented?
Yes.
You use indented, please.
Indented?
Yes. For both informal and formal letters, you use indented, whereby the writer's address is on the left-hand side. Sorry, on the right. Your own address is on the right-hand side. The receiver's address is on the left. That is for formal letters. And if you're writing an informal letter which has just one address, it is strictly on the right-hand side. We shall discuss the differences in the titles, in the addresses. Some people want them slanting, and others, it's okay. It's just a matter of coherence, agreeing with your setting, especially where you are, to know the kind of format allowed. But one constant is we all use indented paragraphs, the indented format of letter writing. Thank you for that wonderful question. It's really relevant to what we are discussing. I have Susan finally for this activity. Susan, and then we move to the next slide. Susan, are you there? Let me see. Yes, Susan, you're in.
Yes, I'm done asking my question.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Yes, Ayo, let's move to the next slide. Oh, Tyrus, don't worry. The slides are there. Tyrus, can you now see them? Tyrus, are you seeing the slides? Okay. Okay.
We can't see anything.
But I can see. Personally, I'm seeing Michaela's screen. Maybe Michaela, you can stop sharing and share again for all the people to see the example. It's very important for us to see the example. Some people were seeing, but it's okay. Let her redisplay for all of us to see.
Now we are seeing.
Madam, we can see.
We can
okay,
see.
that's good. That's very good. That's what I wanted for all of us to be able to see. Okay, so this is the letter. It's an example of an informal letter. I got this image from the syllabus, from the NCDC syllabus, book 1. And if some of you have that book, you will see it. It's under this particular topic at the market. I just took a picture of it. I took a screenshot because I have it on my phone and then added it to the PowerPoint presentation. So like you can see, it has the writer's address. Somebody already mentioned that in this particular letter, we have only one address, and that is what you're seeing. So the salutation is also casual, unlike the one we meet in formal letters. This is also very, very casual. It is just Dear Jane. I usually encourage people to put a comma after Jane, after the name. I can see this one has a colon. It's just a matter of agreeing and having the same work with the people in your setting. It is okay. Somebody asked about the paragraphing format. I believe this example makes it clear because this is indented. This is not block. You just move away from the line and indent, write your paragraph. When it's done and you want to introduce a new idea, you indent again and again until when you get to the end of your letter. Then concluding, you see, love, Mary. With love, Mary. Yours affectionately, Mary. From your loving friend, Mary. That can start from the middle of the page, moving to the right. Yes, let it not be on the margin. I hope it is very clear. So somebody has told me that he is ready to read. That is John Mark. I like getting a new name. So John Mark, you take this. I invite you to read this letter for us.
Madam, let me first ask.
Hmm.
Is there supposed to be a line between Dear Jane and oh how I missed being with you?
No. Don't skip any line anywhere. This is because it's a computer whereby when you press next, it will take you to the next line. But as you're writing your letter, handwritten letter, the rule is simple. Do not skip any line anywhere. The date may be strange from the one that you know, but like I said, it's a matter of agreeing. For some people, you just indicate where you are. For example, Ntinda Chigoa, P.O. Box 37, Wakiso District, and you put the date. And the date format may differ from what you see here. It may be 5th November 2015 or 20, any year. You can imagine any year. The goal is for you to show that you know the format of the letter. And if you're writing the actual letter, you must put the date of writing. You date it correctly. Okay. So John Mark, are you now ready to read for us?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Ntinda Chugoa, November 5th, 2015. Dear Jane, oh, how I missed being with you during the holidays this year. Everything in my new school is different from what it was in my primary school. I don't know if I will ever get used to living here. I'm so glad that O level doesn't last for many years, like primary. After my senior four, I have to go. I have to get an A level school in my home area. I've already made some very nice friends, but don't worry, no one could ever replace you as my best friend. After school, I sometimes go to my friend Fiona's home. We both enjoy the same type of music and movies that you and I like. In fact, Fiona and I have tickets for Judith Babier's concert next month. I wish you were coming with us. Life is very different here. Would you believe that we have to wear a uniform even over the weekends? The blue skirt and blouse, a ridiculous checked tie, not to mention a pair of horrible long white socks. It's awful. Besides, there is nothing to do in the evening since the school has no curricular activities. That's all for now. I must start on my homework for the English class tomorrow. The teacher wants us to write about how we spend the holidays. Please write soon and tell me all the news. I miss you. Love, Mary.
Okay, thank you so much, John Mark, for that wonderful reading. You're such a good reader. I love children who know how to read and they read so confidently, loudly, boldly. You have done it so well. Thank you so much. So this is just an example of an informal letter. You don't have to write it down. I have not said that you write it. It was just for purposes of being read and for us to hear the tone, the warmth and the calmness in an informal letter. You're writing to your friend. I mean, you're free to tell them how much you miss them, how they feel a certain place in your heart that nobody else is going to take. I mean, it is allowed for you to express yourself as much as you want in an informal letter, which may not be the case when you're writing an official letter. Yes. So this is just an example. So as you're writing your assignment, you could pick a few lines here and there. Just make sure it is relevant and you provide information at the market, just like how the question is going to require you to. So thank you so much, John Mark, once again. Michaela, let's go to the last slide, which has our assignment. We had some other person that wanted to read. Jerry, your hand is up. Do you want to read? Is it an inquiry? Please go ahead. Jerry? Don't forget to unmute in case you're talking to us. Please unmute and then share with us. Yes, Jerry.
How do they conclude in an informal letter?
Thank you so much for that question, Jerry. Ayo, please take us to the previous slide. Jerry, are you there?
Yes.
Kindly read for me the last paragraph in this letter.
That is all for now. I must start on my homework for the English class tomorrow. The teacher wants us to write about how we spent the holidays. Please write soon and tell me all the news. I miss you.
Exactly. That is one way in which you can conclude an informal letter. I mean, just do it casually. Thank you so much for writing to me the previous time. I hope you read this letter soon, and I hope we catch up on Friday. I mean, it's just how you could say bye-bye to your friend when you meet physically. That's how you write and conclude an informal letter. Does that make sense, Jerry?
Yes.
Okay, amazing. Someone is asking if it's a must for you to have a writer's address. I must tell you that if you're writing this letter for examination purposes, you must have an address. And even if you're writing to your friend, even if it's just not for examination purposes, it's important for you to locate yourself. Someone may have many friends, but when you put your address, they will quickly know who you are. Yes, you may have your many friends, but at least you know the friend you have who comes from Namugongo. It's just like how you write these letters you send to your friends in the express, whatever. You may want to add the school for them to know, and then your name at the end of the letter to identify exactly the person who is writing to him or her. So that is it. The language is really warm. You are allowed to use contractions like I've already made, I don't. So sometimes you if you're writing a formal letter, you're not supposed to write contractions. You say, I have a request. But if it is an informal letter, the language is already allowing you to be liberal and casual. You can have the contractions. I've made this. I've seen. I don't like my new what, or I like it so much. So you're free to use the contractions. I don't want to end the lesson without mentioning that contractions are allowed here. They are not allowed in the formal letters. Someone is asking, how can you write your name in the address? Yes, you can. Some homes have plot numbers. Sometimes if your home doesn't have a plot number, you can just write your village, or you can write your school's address if it's just for friendly purposes. For examination purposes, I discourage you from using your school name. It may cause unnecessary bias, and it may, lead to some issues that you may not solve easily. Just concoct a school name, come up with a school name, and then use it. Don't you use your school's address if you're writing these exams if you're writing for examination purposes. I hope that's clear. Someone's hand is up. Yes, Mercy? Mercy, are you there? Oh, Mercy is not talking. Yes, Jerry? I see your microphone is even already unmuted, so please go ahead and talk.
I wanted to ask if they have not given us the name of the of the of, of the person. We have to write the letter, and we have to do a salutation. How can we do it?
You will use your discretion. If they say write to your friend, then you can make up a name. Okay, you can say dear Joe, dear Rachel, any name will do. And if they have given you the name, then you must put the name. If they haven't, then you come up with any name, Jerry. Yes, Mercy?
Madam, I was asking that
Mm-hmm.
since the address and the consultation note are the same side.
No, they are not supposed to be on the same side. Did you say address and salutation? No, the address is on the right-hand side. Your salutation is on the left. You come back to the margin for the salutation. Because you're using the indented paragraph. But if you're using block, then all of them can be on the same line. And what I must tell you, children, the most important thing is for you to write a letter that is correct. All this goes back to coherence. Like you may leave Uganda and go to another setting where letters are written differently, okay? You may go to the US where it is strictly block. So I don't want us to focus on where should we put this, where should we put this. The most important thing is for you to write a letter that communicates coherently, that gives the information that is needed, that has correct spellings, that has the necessary information, the relevant and accurate information. That is much more important than where do I skip a line, yes, that may add you a thing here and there, but the most important thing is for you to give relevant information in a letter. Yes, thank you. Mercy, then Elisha. Mercy? I think Mercy has already asked. So Elisha?
Madam, I was trying to ask if they tell you like write a letter to your relative, then you're writing to your aunt. Then you're like writing to your aunt. Are you supposed to put like Aunt Susan or something like that?
Yes, you can put that. That's okay. Dear Aunt Susan, dear Aunt Susie, it is okay.
Okay, if I leave it out, what happens?
It is okay, but then it doesn't sound polite if you're writing to you. If I'm your auntie and you write to me and I'm called Susan and say, Dear Susan, oh, that may not sound nice. You
No,
may
Jay, if
want
I
to...
leave name and I just write dear aunt.
Yes, that's okay. Dear Aunt, it's fine.
And now also in indented method. Is this conclusion like love Mary supposed to be on the side of the address or on the side of dear?
I want it to be on the side of the address, the right side. It can be in the middle or the right. It should tend to the right. Okay?
Okay, teacher. Thank you.
You're welcome. So Michaela, please take us to the very last slide. Okay, so this is a simple assignment I have put for us to practice letter writing. So let me get one volunteer. Let me see if I can pick for myself. I'm going to take risk people. You know, some people, I think, made agreements with their friends that I'm going to join this online lesson, but not say a thing, even if the teacher calls me out. So I'll start with this wonderful name, Juice World. Juice World, do you know how to unmute? Do you think you can read this question for us? Like I told you people, this is a risk. That's risk one. Let me see. Who else? Caleb, are you there? Oh, risk gone wrong. Nathaniel. Okay. Someone is called Nakuti, and I think he wants to read for us. I don't know if it's a female or male. Please unmute and read for us.
Write a letter to your friend telling them about a market you have been to. You may include a list of any 5 things that caught your attention while at the market. Try as much as you can to use vocabulary that is relevant to the market setting and punctuate your letter correctly.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Nakuti. And I like how you read. Thank you so much. So here is the question we are going to use to practice letter writing. Try to follow the guidelines we've shared here. Have one address. It can be slanting. Please include the date. Please have the salutation. Paragraph your work using the indented format. Don't skip lines. And then as you're concluding, please keep it warm, keep it nice, keep it friendly. Then you can, be playful, indicate about the things that amazed you, the things that shocked you. Be sincere and honest because you're writing to your friend. I mean, let the language used sound friendly, okay? And then don't write less work. You may need to give us like 5 to 6 paragraphs. I mean, feel free to explore anything. If you met a friend, if you met maybe strange items that you may want to share with us, feel free. Have sufficient work. 5 to 6 paragraphs will do. So I guess that is it. Do we still have my number or do I need to share it in the meeting chat where we're going to share this work? It is okay. Let me share it here and maybe my email. This is 266006. Then the address, email address. Gmail.com. Yeah. So that is my WhatsApp number. That is my email address. It is in the meeting chat. The number is 0786 266 006. That's my number. And the email address is there. safra23@gmail.com. Whichever method you use to share your letter, I'll receive it and I'll give you feedback. John Mark, your hand is up. Don't know if you have something you want to say. Okay, it's now lowered. So thank you so much. That brings us to the end of our lesson. I am so expectant. I can't wait to see your dialogue and then your letter. If you can present both pieces, well and good. And if you find challenges anywhere, I've shared my number. If you have forgotten a thing, I've shared my number. This recording is going to be shared in our WhatsApp group. It is also going to be shared on the Holistic e-learning YouTube platforms, and many other lessons are there. So if you missed any of the lessons that were given this holiday or the previous holidays, we have all the lessons uploaded there for you to use whenever you can access the internet. Even when you're at school, for some of you that have the internet, you can always go to the YouTube platform and, you know, watch these lessons and learn a few things here and there. All subjects are there. Somebody's asking for the WhatsApp link. Let me see if I can access it right now and I share it. If there is anyone who has it, feel free to actually share it. But I am looking for it here. Yes, Holistic e-learning. Let me just paste it in the WhatsApp, in the meeting chat. You just need to tap the link and it will take you to the WhatsApp group. Yes, that is the link. Feel free to join the WhatsApp group and see what other children in your class are thinking or are sharing. Don't be left behind. And when you join the group, keep respectful. So I must thank you so much for being a part of this lesson from the beginning to the end. I must thank my dear co-host, Ayo. Thank you so much. Thank you for agreeing to work this out with me.
Can you send even your assignment at the WhatsApp link?
No, yes, it is okay. You can share on the WhatsApp group. It is very fine.
Okay.
All right. I thank you so much, children, for attending the lesson. Thank you for your participation. Trust me, without your participation, this lesson can be a big flop. You know, if I come here and say, people, who is going to read for me, and no one responds? Who is going to do this? And you all keep quiet. So I must thank you so much for your active participation. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for helping one another. I could see you helping with the pronunciation of words, with the spellings, with corrections of different things. I must thank you so much. May God bless you. May God keep you safe. Now, as we come to the end of the lesson, I'm going to ask any religious person to give us a closing prayer. This is our last lesson, guys. Who is going to pray for us? Is there anyone here who knows how to pray? Just give us a prayer and then we call it a lesson. Anyone? Anyone who knows how to pray? Anyone? Anyone? Okay, yes, Marvel. Thank you.
Kind and loving Father who is in heaven, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the teacher that you have given to us, for teaching us. This is my humble prayer. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Good, tell us, Rebecca. Bye.
Thank you so much, Marvel, for that nice prayer. Thank you. Amen to all the wishes and prayers and requests. May God bless you. May God keep you safe. May God help you to grow while knowing Him. For you to maneuver through this world. May God keep you safe. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Rebecca, keep quiet.
Okay. Who is that was silencing my children?
Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. See you next holiday.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. See you next holiday.
Bye. Bye, guys. See you next lesson. I
Bye,
have
guys. Hey.